Could getting a completely different haircut actually make your phone stop recognizing you? And I'm not talking about getting a little trim. I'm talking about the kind of haircut where you look in the mirror afterward and think, I should have just stayed home. Because we've all seen those before and after pictures. Someone walks into the barber shop with long hair, a beard, looking like they haven't seen sunlight since 2019, and they walk out looking like a completely different human being. So naturally, I had a very important scientific question. Would Face ID still know it's you?
But here's the thing. Your hair can actually change your appearance a lot. You can have hair down to your shoulders one day, shave it all off the next, and suddenly your head looks like it belongs to a completely different person. And if you've ever had a really dramatic haircut, you know that weird moment when you look in the mirror and think, wait, is that actually me? Sometimes you don't even recognize yourself until your brain catches up. And if your own brain needs a second to process what just happened, surely your phone must have some trouble too, right? Because Face ID doesn't have your face printed on a little card somewhere inside the phone. It has to figure out who you are every time you look at it. Which means, technically, every morning your phone is looking at you and going, all right, let's see what we're working with today. And this is where things get interesting. Because Face ID isn't simply looking at your face like a person would.
It's not sitting there thinking, nice haircut, suspicious. Instead, it uses infrared technology to create a kind of 3D map of your face. It looks at the shape and structure of things like your eyes, your nose, your cheeks, and your jaw. Basically, all the parts of your face that your barber can't dramatically change in 20 minutes. Which is good news, because apparently your phone has more faith in your barber than you do. But then I started thinking, what if the haircut is really different? What if you go from long hair to completely bald? What if you have a giant fringe covering half your forehead? What if you go from looking like a rock star to looking like a man who has spent the last 12 years reviewing accounting software? At some point, surely Face ID has to look at you and think, I'm going to need some identification. And there is actually a reason Face ID can handle changes in your appearance. It doesn't expect you to look exactly the same every single day, because obviously that would be ridiculous. You grow a beard, you shave it, you wear glasses, you change your hairstyle. You wake up looking like you lost the fight with your pillow, and Face ID is supposed to understand that you're still you, which is honestly impressive, because sometimes I don't even recognize myself before coffee. That doesn't mean it can never have trouble recognizing you. If something actually blocks important parts of your face, or your appearance changes in other significant ways, it can become more difficult for the system. So now we finally have our answer. Can a completely different haircut fool Face ID? For the most part, no. You can grow your hair out, shave it off, get bangs, bleach it, or make the extremely questionable decision to let your barber freestyle, and Face ID will probably still know it's you, which is honestly a little unfair. Your friends might not recognize you, your family might stare at you for 5 seconds before saying your name, you might walk past a mirror, see yourself, and briefly wonder who that guy is. But your phone knows. It has seen your face before. And apparently, it's not impressed by your new haircut. You can change your entire look, but you can't escape the judgment of Face ID.